Will this bad boy move? Big one. My God. Oh. Jeez. Flipping heck.
So looking at the size of this gravel bar today, I really did think to myself, what have you got yourself into here? I've got a dam behind me, I've got dams all around the front, I've got the sluice set up into a dam wall. It just seems to be a never-ending hole. But I guess it's all part of the fun.
Well, it just seems to go on and on forever, this hole. It's one really deep gravel bar. I thought I'd reached bedrock by now. And I get worried about going too deep because you might find the layer of flood gold has gone.
Let's have a look there on the diagram. What I'm trying to explain. You can see where the flood gold is just at the top, more or less on the water's surface in the gravel bar. But if I dig down, say a foot or so, I'm getting nearer to the bedrock, and that's the dilemma. Do I keep on going to try and find maybe the bigger pieces? There's only so much you can do in a day, and if you're not going to return to the hole, you've got to know when to quit.
So you're just digging a hole for nothing. You'd hope to get somewhere near the bottom and then find a new layer, maybe slightly bigger pieces. But we'll see. So it's a case of repeat the process, fill the buckets and get it through the sluice. I think I've reached a pocket there where I've hit bedrock. It's hard to tell, but I'm quite deep. I'm up to my armpits. So I'm looking at the clouds as well. There's a lot of grey dark clouds coming in. So I think I'll make this my final bucket and I'll call it a day really before the weather changes.
So there's quite a few factors when you're at the river. One of them is the weather going to be good? Have you still got enough energy to finish the day off and fill all your holes in? And when does the sun set? And can I get out of here before it goes dark?
I don't know if you can see down there, but there's a boulder here or something. I've punched through and it does look like this bedrock there with like a hollow, and I've got down to the bottom and nothing seems to be caving in around there, so it's all just holding on around the edge. I've also had a go just there behind a rock in that nice flow there.
So let's have a look under the water now at what's happening. You see the gravels, they're not actually moving along in the flow. The action of the water is actually keeping them in place. Very much the same as our sluice box would work, with each riffle allowing all the heavier materials to stay there. So I did try the gravel pump on some of them sections. And there'll be small pieces of gold just waiting to be found there.
So, yeah, and just get these final few scoops through. It's great sluicing, isn't it? Just listening to the water. When you're looking at the way the lines travel through the sluice run, it's very relaxing. Plus I've just dropped the other camera in the water and it's not got its waterproof covering on, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I'll have to dry it out overnight, see what happens.
And so I continued to work on this section, and the hole was getting deeper and deeper. The weather was playing its part as well. The clouds are coming in, but it was still quite warm and it wasn't raining. So I thought I'd crack on and keep on going for as long as I could do. And on this clip here, I really am deep, and it's to the point that when I leaned forward to get this stubborn boulder out, the water was coming inside my waders, around my chest. Not a nice thing to happen. If you look around there, I've got a nice perimeter wall that I've built from all these little boulders that keep appearing. Every time you pick a large stone out of there or a big boulder, get the gravel pump right behind there, as you definitely see a colour change in the sediments of the gravels. So as you can see, it's quite a laborious exercise. It's very repetitive. And this is basically what it's all about. Just getting the classifier there emptied. Always put the gravel back in the area near where you're working.
Right, I've had enough
time
there
for
now.
another sluice run again.
I'm done. Oh.
In fact, it was time for a well-earned cup of coffee. Just to replenish the energy levels for the final push.
Right, time for a final coffee. Let the sluice clean itself out a little bit. There shifted some dirt there, crikey. I should have brought the Caledonian Super Sluice. I could have processed it a bit quicker, but not to worry. And there's all my kit and tackle and what have you. You can see where I've punched down there. It was on forever down there. But then I did actually hit quite a lot of lead. All that white stuff is lead. And a nice flake of gold just there. Another flake there. You can see all in the riffles, oh, it's black heavies and lead. Yes, there's one there, and one there, a few along here. The clean out will tell the truth. And so the next thing I've got to do is get all that big pile there moved back over the hole I've dug, level it all out, so...
And yeah, it's always good practice to do this. I mean, it's really hard work. I mean, you spent all day moving all that stuff to one side. But if you put it back, then you're leaving it the way you found it. And that's the right way to do it. But I dare say if you're going to come back the day after, you know, and you're here for a few days, yeah, leave it. And at the end of the process, you can put all the dirt back. I was only here for the day. And that was the right thing to do. And that's why I always try to keep my body fueled. Because sometimes you get that feeling which is, oh my god, I just want to get out of here. If you go the extra mile, it's well worth it. And I think people will always respect that.
I'll just do my proper final clean up now. Get the green mat out of there, give that a good wash. I didn't really do it on my last clean up.
And so yes, I had done a previous clean up. I just not filmed it. So there's a little bit of gold there to show later on.
Get that in there, give it a good bang. That's clean. I'll tell you what, over the years, this sluice, it has moved some dirt. I mean, I'd call it like a medium-sized backpacking sluice. There's a bit of weight because of the metal body, but it does the job. I like it.
So yeah, getting all your concentrates into the bucket, it makes life easier. I have tried doing it all straight into the pan, but I found myself faffing about too much doing it that way.
So that's what it all comes down to. It doesn't look much, does it? But even without really playing with it, you can just see now. I'll just give you a sneak preview of the heavies, and even when you start to wash the material back, there's that yellow stuff. You get all kinds of wonderful colours coming out of there. All the gold is in that line there. But anyway, my gosh, it's taken a while to get these cons down a bit, but there are some real heavies in there. I've already worked out some of the lead. But you can see the gold there, you know, it's coming through. And there's heaps of that mustard stuff. You've got to be so patient when you're playing with this stuff. You know, you could find all that there, and then there'd be probably just as much in this lot again. Rightio, I've got pretty much all of the gold out of there now, but it takes a long time. And as you can see, just look at that, it's beautiful in colour. It's super heavy stuff. I think the gold's gone from there, but you can play with this for hours and hours. And then you'll just see a yellow golden piece come through all of that. And you snuffer it up, but I mean, it's just something else to look at. You can see the lead in there now coming through, the smaller lead. You can also see the black sands. This camera never shows it all up, but just look at that, there's a piece of gold there. I thought I got it all. There's a micro speck in there. Everything's fighting for the same weight in that space. There's not much difference. There's the gold there, another diddy speck there. It's a process of just keep panning it back and finding that speck and then snuffering it up. Well, the midges are out now. I've done my clean up and it looks pretty good. It does look really good. I'm not just saying it. And I have been working little pans on this gravel bar just to get a bit more in the pan. But have a look at that. That is a really good afternoon at the river. I'm well happy with that. It's all small stuff, but that's excellent. And I've got my other snuffer bottle over there from the previous session of sluicing. So there's the show I've just given you there, and this is from the other collection. It's not been a bad day really. It's a nice line there, and get it all. Look at that. I'm happy with that. Really nice. That does look good. And there's a selection of the lead that was also in the sluice room, so we'll take that back home with us as well. Well, that's me done. I'm all packed up. This weighs an absolute ton, and I've got all my holes filled up where I've been working today, so I've left it the way it should be found. I'm happy with that. So anyway, thank you for watching, and until the next time, people. This is the clean up.